Okay, normal, healthy blood looks like this. It's even in size and shape, and the cells are separated. And then there's nothing in the plasma behind the blood. There's nothing floating around like bacteria or candida or cholesterol or anything like that. Because of our Western diet and the things that we eat and breathe and the water that we drink, a lot of the blood that I see looks similar to this. And all this says to me is that this person is not digesting and breaking down the food that they're eating into the nutrients that their body needs. And because the fats, the proteins, and the sugars are not broken down, the blood becomes very, very sticky. And when it becomes sticky like that, then the liver can't filter it, and it builds up toxins in the body that cause inflammation in the colon and the gut, which eventually leads to a compromised immune system. Blood that looks like this is damaged by free radicals. Free radicals, we breathe in about 10 million of them every day. They're out there in the air. If we pump gas, if we clean the pool, anything that we do where we're breathing in toxins, even so far as brushing our teeth and hairspray and hair coloring and things like that, deodorant, all produce free radicals in the body that eventually damage the immune system. If the immune system is not able to be repaired or is not repaired, then those cells proliferate and can turn into other diseases, autoimmune diseases, cancer, blood-borne diseases, because the body's not able to fight them off. Yeah, look. Okay, those are nice, healthy cells. Okay, this white area inside the cell, that's just it shows the hemoglobin inside the cell, and that's the ability of the cell to carry oxygen. So you're getting good oxygen to your cells. Those are all platelets. This is a little toxic crystal, cholesterol. Now you notice these cells that are pointy on the ends. Mm-hmm. That's indicative of not digesting protein completely. There's a protein in our blood that's called fibrogen, and it catches the cells as it goes by. It's supposed to be there. It's to help with the healing process. Just a little bit of bacteria here. There's a white cell.
And this is the white cell.
Right. And then there's a free radical also. Now, a white cell like this should move and change shape. This one is not real active. If we stay on it for a minute or so, you'll see it as it moves and change shape, but it should move pretty quickly. So that between these two things especially and the bacteria I'm seeing, your immune system's a little bit compromised. So we could work on building up your immune system. Now you notice that has changed shape a lot. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but these tiny little black things inside the cell. That's the mitochondria of the cell, and the mitochondria is where all of your energy is produced. So if those white cells are not active and that mitochondria is not active, then you're going to feel tired and sluggish. And so that's the importance of keeping that immune system strong, so that mitochondria is really active.
And it did change the shape.
Yeah, it did. They're fascinating. They are the seekers. They go out into the blood and they actually look for things to eradicate. So there's a few oval shaped cells, and that just, you know, that's pretty typical in women that are in their 30s and 40s. It's just the change beginning to happen. But the oxygen level looks really good. The background is nice and clear. We haven't seen any parasites so far, or any yeast, which is very good. Here, this is just bacteria right here, in here. I would say that you would need an antioxidant to help build your immune system up. Your digestive ability looks pretty good to me. Normally, you know, when someone's blood looks like this, then we would want to use a digestive enzyme.
When they're all clustered together.
They're all clustered together
and
to
not
help
floating
get them,
free like this
right,
is. Okay.
To get them broken up and you know, floating more freely. When they're all clumpy like that and they're letting the toxins go into the gut and the food go undigested, that causes inflammation in the colon, and that's how the parasites, the candida, and all of those things get out. So that's why we're not seeing those things in your blood, because it looks like you're digesting pretty well. You could maybe use a little help with protein, and a digestive enzyme would help that. But
so getting the right nutrients would help the flow of the cells to move more freely, or just to stay in?
It helps the cells maintain the integrity of their membrane. It helps them to carry oxygen to the muscles and the other cells in your body. If they are not healthy, if these cells are not healthy, then they can't carry the nutrients to the other cells, and they can't pick up the toxins that your body generates toxins all the time as it goes through its metabolic processes. And if it's not able to get rid of those toxins, then they build up, and that's what causes inflammation, which I'm sure you've read all kinds of articles and heard all kinds of things about. They believe inflammation is probably the #1 cause of cancer and, you know, some of the other devastating diseases that we are dealing with in Western population, just simply because our diets are overprocessed. We eat way too much sugar, way too much fat, not nearly enough healthy raw green and, you know, the brightly colored vegetables. So diet plays a huge role in what the blood looks like and how it's able to function to help the body stay healthy.
Okay. Now, when I take a product and come in for retesting, what will I see different?
In your case, you'll see less of the bacteria. You may see some of these cells become a bit more round, the ones that are oval, because all of the processes, including the hormones, are dictated by the digestive system. So you know, your immunity starts in your gut, and pretty much everything else does too. I mean, there's lots of glands and, you know, all of that that regulate those, but it's the core. Yeah, it's where everything starts. So you're going to see less of this kind of stuff. This is the bacteria. Here. Right here. This is yeast. Candida. And that's indicative of not breaking down sugar completely. And as the body ages on the, or I mean, as the blood ages on the slide, you begin to see it start to break down. The healthier your blood is, the longer it will stay viable on the slide. So yours actually stayed pretty healthy pretty long. And it's been out of the body, what, a good 5 to 7 minutes now, and you're still, you know, this cell's still active and still moving about. So that was really... So we're looking pretty good there. Looking pretty good.